The next topic, when we're talking about the 11 steps to archery success, is nocking the arrow. Now, the Genesis bows come with a little rubber, plastic, whatever, nock indicator. I highly recommend that that is removed and you put a string nock indicator in its place. There are instructions on how to tie a nock indicator on the NASP website, so you can look at those, coaches. You can also go to your local archery shop and ask them to put a string nock indicator on. The reason is these string nock indicators don't slide. The rubber nock indicators that come on the strings from when you buy the bow have a tendency to loosen up and then move up and down. If that nock indicator moves and you don't notice it, even an 1/8 inch movement of that nock indicator moving and changing how you're shooting will make a significant difference of inches, several inches, in the result of your shot on the opposite end at the target. So first thing, always recommend to get rid of that little rubber nock indicator, the little plastic nock indicator, whatever that material is. Get rid of that and have a string nock indicator installed. Okay? Your archery shop can do that. Some of your coaches might have the experience with doing that, but definitely an archery shop will know what to do. Okay? With that, when you're nocking, there are several things that you want to check. First, when you place your arrows in your quiver, check your arrows. Are your arrows, the veins on your arrows, are they in good condition? Is the glue coming off and are they loose? Are they torn? Are they messed up? Is the nock on the arrow damaged? Does it have dents? Is it too wide? Is it too narrow? Those things will affect it, and those are things that we want to look at when you grab an arrow out of the quiver and before you shoot it. Also, always check your arrows before your tournament and after each time you draw them out of the target to make sure that they're not damaged. They make sure that they're straight, and then again, your veins and your nock. Have they been hit? Have they been damaged? When you nock, okay, so you pull the arrow up out of the quiver, come up and over. When you nock, always nock in this same place. Whether you nock above or below, pick one, don't change. Don't change when you're going from 10 meter to 15 meter. Always do the same repeatable process. You don't want to accidentally shift gears at your 15 meter and change your nocking place for 10 because you bounce back and forth to above or below the nock indicator. Always nock in the same place. At the time that you nock, check to make sure that your veins are in the right position. If you have a vein that is sticking out, shift it. Just gently turn and make sure that your veins, your color veins, are up and down so that they will clear with as little disruption and, again, consistency. If the fletching does not move across the arrow rest in the same way each and every time, if the fletching, for example, hits the brace, hits this part of the string one time versus the other, all those things create inconsistencies and will change how the arrow moves through the air, how it leaves the bow, and then how it moves through the air and where it will land. So always check. When you nock it, always make sure it's in the same position, that you have the white perpendicular to the brace, to the string, perpendicular to the string, okay? That means in a 90-degree angle, okay? So this should be at a 90-degree angle from that string, because that's consistency. That's something you can look for. So when you nock, make sure that arrow nocks the same way, condition of the arrow nocked in the same place. That is consistency on nocking, and every time you nock, check that. You have enough time to shoot 5 arrows and make sure that that's done. I see students on a regular basis nock an arrow and they've got one slightly off to the side. So that slight off to the side, slightly going up. That means that this vein here is going to touch the brace differently than what they normally shoot and will affect the direction of the arrow. That's nocking your arrow and nocking your arrow consistently.